Hi everyone, so I went to the wholesaler today and I picked up a few bits that I needed to stock up on, mostly, well in fact all from Pure Nails, and I just wanted to show you what I got, and in particular I want to show you the Purity UV trial kit from Pure Nails because a lot of people have been asking me about the EasiBuild. I picked another one of these up today, the child kits. There is a video on this if you want to see that. I'll leave the link in the description below. I did a full video on what you get in here. But the thing that I'm actually going to be showing you today is the Purity UV Gel Trial Kit, because lots of people have been asking me about this in comparison to this, and I haven't really used this as much. So I picked up this. So that's what I'm mainly going to show you today. I did also pick up some acrylic liquid, the Pro acrylic liquid, just a small bottle because I already have quite a lot of this, but I always just like to have a bit extra in stock. The Halo acrylic powder in clear. I go through stacks of this. I would have liked to have picked up a bigger jar, but they didn't have one available, so I'll just get on with that for now, and just some files. So not a lot that I picked up today, but like I say, I mainly want to show you this, and really this is going to be my first impressions as well, because I don't recall the last time I used any of this, and I don't recall what it was like. So I'm going to get Doris set up and we'll open this up and see what's in it. In fact, we'll do that first. So in here it says you get sculpting clear, pure white, pink, cover pink, and a bonder. So we have the pink, the sculpting, the clear, the cover pink, and the pure white, and this must be the bonder. There we go. So, and it also comes with some instructions. So I'm guessing this is going to talk us through everything that we need to do. So like I say, I'm going to get Doris set up and I'll come back and show you what it's like. So I've got 4 of the colours here. I haven't included the white because this will be enough for you to see. So I'm going to show you the difference between the clear and the sculpting first. So let's get this little gate open. Now, with it being clear, hopefully you'll be able to see. So it's quite thick, which for me would make that easier to work with. I prefer a thicker viscosity gel. But to show you the difference between that and the sculpting, which I presume is going to be a little bit thicker again, but we'll see. So let me wipe this off. Yes, definitely thicker. So obviously when you're sculpting, you want your gel to move less and be easier to work into the shape. Now I read through the leaflet and it does say that this is self-leveling. So that's the clear and that's the sculpting. And then we've got the pink and the cover pink. So I'll open these up as well to show you these. So a nice translucent pink. And then this one. Now I've said this previously in a video, predominantly I'm an acrylic tech and I do an awful lot of gel polish. But recently, how nice is that? Cover pink. That's really, really nice and opaque. With EasiBuild coming out, I started using a lot of that, and then I started using a lot of gel products as well, and I've been using IBD, but the majority of what I use is Pure Nails. So I really wanted to give this a go. So you can see the massive difference between the pink and the cover pink there. So like I said, I'm going to set Doris up. I'm not going to do an application with tips. I'm just going to use the nails that come with Doris. This is Doris, if anybody's wondering what I'm talking about. Just pulling her finger off there. So I'm just going to do some application on this, and I'll maybe do 2 and show you the cover pink as well. Now obviously these tips are dark, so we're probably not going to get a true colour representation. So I was just thinking about that, and I've decided to use these instead. Change of plan. And the reason for that is so that with this being clear, you will be able to see the colour better. So I'm going to get that set up now. The brush that I'm going to be using is my IBD gel brush. Unfortunately, I don't have a Pure Nails one. I'll need to pick one up. So I'm going to use this one today. So let me get all organised and then we'll start. So I've got the 2 clear poppets here. I've got a wax strip and some isopropyl alcohol just to cleanse my brush. I like to use a wax strip because they're totally lint free, and I find with the tissue paper sometimes your brush can get a bit too stuck to it, whereas this, it bounces off a little bit easier. So I'm going to start with these 2. I'm going to lay down a clear base, which is where we're going to create the strength if we're working on an actual nail. And then just for the sake of showing you colour, I'm going to go in with the translucent pink and then finish off with the clear again. And then on the second nail, we'll do the same, but we'll work with the cover pink. So now I've never done this with this product before, so let's hope that it's not a complete disaster. I'm going to zoom you in a touch. So pick up a bead of our gel. Try not to make too much of a mess. And roll it off my brush. And then, like I say, I struggle a little bit with going between acrylic and gel. So I've been doing lots of acrylic the last few days. So this is a little bit alien to me at the moment, but I'm getting to the swing of it. So I'm just wanting to bring the product all the way down the nail. And this is nice to work with. It's got that thicker viscosity, which I prefer. I'm not a fan of runny gels. I really struggle to get them to sit where I want to, and then they're running all over the place and they're getting away from me. So I much prefer this. So as you can see, that was quite simple, really. So one of the things I like to do when I'm working with gel is flip it upside down before it goes into the lamp, and that's going to pull all the product down to the center and help create that apex for you, which you need in there for your strength. And you can see, looking at the back of this nail pop, that really is clear, and it's not cured yet, so it still has some cloudiness to it. So looking at that nail now, the product's moved where I want it to be. And I'm going to pop that into my lamp. So I've cured this now, and I wanted to check if this would cure in my LED lamp, because this is a UV product. But one of the questions that gets asked quite a lot about this product that I've seen on the Halo page and that I didn't know myself was if you would be able to cure this in one of the LED lamps. So my lamp is a 48 watt lamp, and it does claim to cure UV products as well. So I put that in for 60 seconds and I'm pretty sure that is cured. That's just like the sticky inhibition layer on top. So if I was going to use this product on a client, I would obviously want to check that out really well first. but to me, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go in now. I've still got a little bit of clear gel left in my brush, and that's okay. So I'm going to pick up now a bead of the translucent pink, and you can see obviously that's still a bit cloudy. We haven't wiped over, finished filed or anything like that, but you can see that clear is really, really nice. So that would be really good if you were wanting to encapsulate glitters or anything that you wanted to encapsulate. You would get a really good glass finish. So I've got a bead of the translucent pink. I'm just going to pop that down. And you can see this is where I struggle, because I start wanting to pat and use my acrylic method, which obviously is not how you work with gel. Gel is more of like a tickle and tease kind of method. So I'm going to take a little bit more of the product. Because I want to make sure that I've got my apex in there. And smooth that out. Which you can see I'm doing a marvellous job of. I'm sorry if you can hear that pitter patter of feet, that's one of my dogs. So I'm just going to flip this upside down and see if that will self-level and work it out. So that is by no means perfect, but I still need to finish file. So I'm going to pop that into the lamp. So again, that's just been in my 48 watt LED lamp and it looks fine. So just make sure I'm using the right stuff. I'm going to go back now with clear, because even if I was doing a translucent pink, I would always finish with clear. So I don't need such a big bead this time, because I'm just gonna like perfect the shape as much as I can, and this is like our finishing bead. So, and I've said this before when I work on these pops, which is why I was really intending to work on Doris, that these pops really have a natural apex built into them, so it's very easy to achieve what looks like a really good nail when you're working with these pops. So I'm definitely going to have to play about with Doris, make sure that I'm using this product well. So again, flip it upside down just for a second or two, and then I'm going to pop that into the lamp, and then I'm going to show you the cover pink. So for this one, I'm actually going to start with the sculpting. Now, if I was working on a natural nail or a client with tips, I would start with just the normal clear and then use my sculpting, I think, or maybe just use that at the, I don't know, I need to play. That's what I need to do. This is definitely a lot thicker. And for me, sorry, I had to stop filming there because the dogs were barking. So I didn't go in with big enough bead on this nail, so I'm trying to fix that now. So I'm trying to walk it up the nail. Alex has obviously heard something he doesn't like because he's grouchy at the moment. So as you can see, I'm not doing a fab job of it, but again, we'll flip it upside down and we'll see. So if you were sculpting out a nail, that would obviously be really helpful with that being a lot thicker. So I want to show you what happened. This is the second time I've done this with the sculptor, because I put this in the LED lamp, 48 watt LED lamp, for 1 minute, and decided to cleanse it off because I wanted to buff it up a little bit and just make it a bit smoother before I went in with my next layer, and the whole thing slipped right off. So that is semi-cured, but it's obviously still very bendy. So I want to see, I've done it for 2 minutes this time. I want to see, is it going to stay on this time? Yeah, so that's staying on. So I would say if you're using these in an LED lamp, particularly with sculpting, and this is the normal, and that went in for 1 minute per layer, and that's fine. It's totally solid. But for the sculpting, it looks as if you would need to do 2 minutes, and maybe even for the other layers, still do 2 minutes anyway. You know, just to be prudent. So that's definitely cured. It's definitely stayed on there. So I'm going to buff over this now with a Pure Nails file, and I'm just going to use the 100 grit side. Gel is a lot. Let me move these out the way so I don't get any dust in them. Gel is a lot softer to file than acrylic, so you don't need like a lower grit, coarser file. So I'm really learning as I go here. So I've just smoothed that out a little bit and leaving it rough so that the next layer of gel has something to grab onto. So I've got my brush. I'm just going to make sure there's not too much excess gel on there. And now I'm going to pick up a bead of the Cover Pink. This seems to be quite a bit runnier than the clear gel, but we'll see. Put that down. I thought that was going to be quite difficult to work with because it seemed quite runny coming out of the pot, but that's actually quite nice to work with, and I feel much easier than the sculpting gel. So I'm just again giving this a wee smooth over. I'm not going to pretend that I am an expert at this. I am by no means an expert at this. So if anybody wants to put in the comments down below where I'm going wrong, where I should be improving, please do so. In the nicest way possible, of course. So now I'm going to go in with my final clear layer. Pick up a slightly bigger bead because I think that's the problem. I think I'm picking up too smaller beads. So place that down. Definitely having a bigger bead helped me there. Definitely. Now, a reason I think a lot of the people are asking between the differences. Some people are struggling with the brush in the builder in a bottle, so they wanted to know how this would be. I think that looks a lot better than the other layers that I did. I think definitely picking up a bigger bead helped. You can see at the edge here I needed some more pink. So I'm going to pop that into the lamp, and then we're going to finish file both of those, and then I'm going to top coat with Halo's top coat, and we'll have a look at the finished result. Coated these now. I'm just going to wipe off the sticky layer, and I have to say, how gorgeous is that cover pink? That is beautiful. This is dusky pink that I'm wearing, and you can see the comparison. If you've got dusky pink in your collection, that's gorgeous. I would quite happily wear that by itself. It's really nice. And then this one is our clear with a translucent pink. Now you can see I've got a couple of air bubbles in there, but all in all, I really, really like this. Now, how it compares to the builder in a bottle, I think it really would depend on your skill set. Now, I don't have great gel skills. That's obvious from what you've just seen. But I think I need to practice with this a little bit more, and I would definitely use this. Now, where I would prefer to use this working from a pot than in a bottle is probably if I was sculpting. But then saying that, I really like the EasiBuild for sculpting. This is really good for sculpting also. So I think it just comes down to a personal preference of whether you like to work with your own brush, whether you like to work out of a pot, or whether you like to work out this. I've answered the question that I wanted to, which is, can you cure this in an LED lamp? And the answer would be yes. However, I would try and test that with your own lamp. You can get really good lamps now which are UV and LED. You can get just a UV lamp, you know, the old style lamp. So there's definitely options. But all in all, I really, really like this product. This, I believe, cost $16.99 cost that. And you're getting the 5 trial sample of each colour, and you're of course getting your pure bonder, which in itself I think retails at about £8, so it's not a bad deal. So I hope that you have found that video helpful. I know that my application isn't great, but you get the idea. And now that I have filed these, they're still not perfect, because, and of course if I was working on a client, I would want them to be perfect as I could possibly get them. And again, as I've said, working on these poppets, it's, you know, it's not as difficult to create the nail shape you want, because that's the shape of the poppet. So I'm going to have another play around with these on Doris at some point, maybe later today. Maybe at a later date I'll do an updated video of how I get on using these on perhaps myself. I've just done my nails, which if you want to see the video on that, it should be up now. So I'll perhaps do another video at a later date once I've had more playtime. But first thoughts and impressions, I really like it. I really, really love this cover pink. I think that's beautiful. The clear will be great for encapsulating glitters and anything else that you would like to encapsulate in your nail. So yeah, if it's something that you were thinking of trying, I hope that is helpful to you and you can check it out for yourself. I'll link down below the Pure Nails website. I actually got this from my wholesaler, which is, if you live in the Paisley area, is Hair and Beauty World. So I'll pop their link to their Facebook page down in the description as well. Anyway, I hope that was helpful to you, and I'll see you in the next video.